Oh. Yeah, we don't want you thinking you...
The best in action sports have invaded Down Under for an event like no other. It's X Games Sydney, and it starts right now. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to a jam-packed, spotless stadium for an event that annually drops jaws. It's the Moto X Freestyle Final. I'm Brandon Graham, joined alongside freestyle legend Blake Bilko Williams. And of course, we'll have Mitch Tomlinson out on the course. Bilko, it's only fitting, it's been an Aussie invasion when it comes to Moto X Freestyle back in the States, that we would finally put this event out here on Australian soil.
I mean, it's finally come full circle. You know, for years and years, Australians have been dominant, including 2016, the full podium sweep by Australian riders. Now we're here, we're on home soil. Let's hope the guys can get it done with these conditions. It's going to be an awesome contest. I just can't wait to watch.
We have 10 of the best riders on the entire planet getting in the practice quickly. They haven't had a lot of time out here on this course. Rain, a huge concern, delayed the construction of this course all week long, but still the heaviest of hitters out here today, including Josh Sheehan, who just missed the podium at X Games Minneapolis earlier this summer.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think Sheeny, he's won this event before. He rides so well there with the double flip no-hander. He got 4th in freestyle and best trick at Minneapolis with tricks like that. A 4th place, can you believe it? So, I mean, he wants to make redemption, but the next guy we've got, Thomas Pagès from France. Another crazy fact about Thomas, 33 years old, he won his first gold medal in freestyle. He's been in the sport since 2006, been throwing down some of the biggest tricks. You see the double flip no-hander there. But Thomas also brings a very, very different range of tricks to the sport, like the bike flip off the quarter pipe, also the opposite flare. I think we're about to get some vision, no. But there he is with the gold medal. Like I said, took him probably 13, 14 years competing to get that gold medal, and you can see how stoked he is about it there.
33 years old, getting that first ever freestyle gold. We'll see if he caught the bug, and it continues here, but he will be pushed. This roster is so good, so talented. We see it year after year here at X Games, joining Josh Sheehan and Thomas Pagès. Look at these 8 other names.
For sure, I mean, some standout guys. You've got Rob Adelberg, he's fired up, coming off a silver medal in Minneapolis. You got Ryan Brown, it's his first X Games appearance. Same with Pat Bowden, Kyle DeMello, but Adam Jones, the veteran. I mean, Moto Higashino going to throw the double for the first time. This is going to be unbelievable.
I'm curious, as you talk about the conditions, is there one rider in particular on that list that you think excels with limited practice time, especially on a course like this?
I mean, I'm going to say someone like Sheeny or Thomas, who's pretty consistent. I mean, and they're just going to send it. I mean, Adam Jones is a guy that's, you know, he's one of the oldest guy in the field. He likes a lot of practice, likes to get everything dialed, everything smooth, but I can guarantee every single rider out there has not had anywhere near the amount of time they'd like. So, all right, first rider out is going to be Kyle DeMello. He's 26 years old. This is his first X Games appearance. Had a lot of bad luck in the past. He missed out on Winter X Games. He tore his Achilles 2 weeks before. Also missed Austin in 2016 with an injury 2 weeks before. So he's stoked to be down under, opening up with an Indian air backflip.
Kyle DeMello, our lone Canadian in the field, as you said, making his X Games debut. And Bilko, always so tough to be the first one to drop in, especially in your first ever X Games.
Definitely. I mean, you have to set a decent score, you have to do a decent run, but you also become the benchmark of what everyone else is going to be doing. You can also see Kyle obviously hasn't had enough time out there. He's not that comfortable just using the one ramp. I think he's playing it pretty safe. Obviously, the conditions are not ideal out there. You can see the bottom of the landing is very, very soft. You mentioned before the show that the amount of rain we've had was just unbelievable. Huge Cordova backflip there. You can see you rotate a little bit faster there, almost over-rotated, landing long on the landing. The judges will be a little bit harsh on him for that, but also using the one ramp's really going to affect his score. But, I mean, for him just to be here, like I mentioned, the injuries, 3 times he got injured before X Games when he was meant to be in it. So I'm sure he's just stoked to be out here now. Big holy grab, 2 rock solid. That's a great combo. Got the hands off on both. Also in 2015, he crashed at Mexico X Fighters and tore his lung in half and spent 6 days in intensive care.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah,
tears their lung in half.
But in Mexico too. I think of places I'd rather spend 6 days in hospital. All right, big double can there. I mean, obviously, the conditions are tough. Let's just say
there's no
that.
doubt. But as you said, not sure how comfortable he is. He's still riding out there with a certain level of confidence. And this may be his first X Games, but he's been touring with Nitro Circus. He rides with so many of these guys so frequently. He knows the bag of tricks.
Yeah, he definitely knows the level he needs to bring, and it's just going to come down to who wants to actually send it the most with the least amount of practice. Which, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate with the limited time, but it turns the contest into like a huck fest almost.
Right.
Who wants to go out there who's not really that comfortable and send it anyway? But, I mean, the Aussies are always pretty good at that, so I'm not sure what the time is here. Have we got how much? We got a time now?
Yeah, we don't have the clock quite on there. We'll get to the format in a second, but each of these riders should be getting a minute 15 on their 2 runs.
That's it for Kyle DeMello. That's his first run done.
That'll do it. But again, just speaking to the crowd, and certainly with the Aussies take the course, it'll get a little bit louder, but they've been waiting to see X Games here for so long. This is really special for this crowd.
100%. The Aussies are passionate about their freestyles. We check out the replay of Kyle DeMello. Actually, huge switchblade Indian air flip there from Kyle. As you can see, it crosses the bike up at the start, but he was ready for it. Lands nice and straight. A little bit low there. You can see the soft dirt on the landing. Coming up now with the Cordova backflip. Perfectly done. Lands a little long, but again, I mean, little practice for these guys. We can't criticize them too much about being so precise. Check out that slow-mo view here. All right, so we've just been informed that the format will be 6 jumps only. That's the whole format now. There's no clock. That's due to the limited amount of practice time. And when I say limited, these guys literally rode out for about 4 minutes before the contest started. So
I asked you before the contest, can you recall one where you didn't get any sort of practice, and you looked at me and said, maybe before a demo. So anything these guys put out here will be absolutely unreal given the limited time they've had out on this course.
For sure. I mean, when we've done shows before, it's been rained out in practice, and we've gone and jumped a setup that we jumped the day before or 2 days before. This is all new. This is brand new. No one's ridden this course. No one's had any practice. So, yeah, 6 jumps only. Next guy up, Pat Bowden. He's from Lismore, Australia. He's an X Games rookie as well. He's looking to come out swinging. Also competing in FMX doubles with Adam Jones. Pat grew up racing motocross and changed to freestyle at the age of 17. He's no stranger to competition. He's a regular on the night of the World Jump Championship. 2017, he was 5th overall, and this year currently 7th after 4 rounds. Let's see what he comes with to open it up. Huge cliffhanger flip there. Beautiful extension. Landing nice and smooth too.
That one in best trick at Nitro World
Games just recently. Took it up the wind. Huge ruler there. Smooth on the landing too.
And you're already seeing an elevated style right here compared to Kyle.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely come out with a lot more intensity. He looks a lot more comfortable than Kyle. We've got the levers up now. Huge ruler flip, looking through, big commitment. That's a solid trick there. Put the levers back down. He seems to be riding around pretty quick, but if it's a 6 jump format, you know, you've got the luxury of being able to take the time and just relax a little bit. Coming in there with a big, I think that was a rock solid Indian air. So Pat's not messing around. He's just getting straight into it. He's not worried about the 6 jump format. 360 there. Got to be real careful in these conditions with the soft dirt. If you land one bit sideways, it can go bad with a 360. But solid run there from Pat.
Yeah, each rider obviously getting 6 hits, but they're getting 2 attempts out on this course as well.
Yes, there will be 2 runs total. So yeah, Pat definitely he didn't really slow down and take it easy. He came out swinging, and he's I think got a more bonus trick for the crowd there. Double grab backflip. That one was just for the fans, not going to count. But you can hear the energy in the stadium. As you said, the Australians love freestyle motocross. Huge fans of the sport. There is Pat claiming it. First X Games appearance, so he'd be looking to take home some hardware.
Pat Bowden out of Lismore in New South Wales. Probably has more than a few fans out here today. But welcome to the X Games, making his debut again, as you said.
Way to come out swinging. So here we look at that replay. Yep, first replay is going to be the ruler. Huge extension all the way over the front. Landing, check the landing out, nice and smooth, right at the top where the landing's nice and dry. Suspension didn't even bother him out. That's what we're going to see for the replays of Pat there. Let's wait for a score of 87. I'm going to say he's his new leader. I don't have the
Really
leaderboard.
solid for Bowden, taking over the top spot. It's early, but that will be a really good score to contend with as we go throughout this final. We move on to our next rider, Libor Podmol. Believe it or not, he has not competed at Freestyle at X Games since 2013.
He's had a long absence of freestyle. He focuses a lot on the step up. It's not to say he's a slouch in freestyle and shouldn't be out there. Does a lot of Night of the World jumps and you know, competes on the world circuit. But just freestyle, he likes to focus on that step up. That's where he's got 8 medals. He's had 9 X Games appearances. But here he is, down under, back in freestyle for the first time in 5 years. Quick bit of math there, 5 years.
I was told there would be no math. He does have 8 X Games medals, but they're all in step up, as you said, still in search of that first freestyle podium.
Yes, for sure. Now, he's one of the guys there without, he doesn't have the double flip, but the thing is, with the conditions, who is going to pull the double flip with no practice? Who's going to pull the double flip combos? I spoke to Libor earlier. His focus was step up. Unfortunately, that was cancelled due to weather. He's out here to have some fun. He's happy to be back down under and back in freestyle motocross. So let's see what he's going to come with.
So here's Libor's first run in the freestyle final.
Caught over backflip there to open it up. Landing nice and smooth. You can see how hard it is for these guys when they reach the bottom of the landing. It's almost like a motocross race. He landed perfectly at the top, then he had to battle the ruts at the bottom of the landing. And, you know, with a motocross bike, you jump and you land perfect and you can ride out of it. Freestyle, you know, you're getting your hands just back on the bars, your feet just back on the pegs, moments before you land. If you're one bit off before you hit the bottom of that landing and hit those ruts, you're probably going to cartwheel. Next up, heel clicker to Indian air backflip. Landing smooth again, but yeah, the conditions are so hard for these guys out there.
Now knowing that it's 6 jumps as opposed to the timed event, they're able to take their time and be really strategic about where they're taking their tricks.
Yes, I mean, it's kind of a conscious decision by the guys to do a 6-jump format because of people not being comfortable on both ramps because of the limited time. You can actually hit one ramp right around and still be competitive, which is, it's usually in the normal circumstances, it wouldn't be considered, you know, a competitive run by hitting one ramp, but given the conditions, I think it's fair to say that, you know, you can just hit the ramp you're comfortable with.
Do you think the judges will take all of that into consideration with regard to now how they're scoring with the format change?
I mean, the only thing to me it will change is the intensity. You saw Pat, he had the luxury and the time to slow down and cruise, but, you know, he kept the energy up, he kept the intensity up, and that can have a big effect with the judges rather than, you know, the moment of pause in between. You see Libor getting up there with a big switchblade flip, nice and smooth from Libor. He actually invented the surfer takeoff flip. Now, that takes a little bit of an explanation. I know you got Aussies out there, you love to surf, but that's standing on the seat of the motorcycle and hitting the ramp and then taking off and doing a backflip, kiss of death, or a ruler. So standing on the seat of the motorcycle and then hitting the ramp and doing a backflip. I don't know if you can, I'll have to say it again to imagine that going on.
Yeah, we're going to have to refer back to that a few times here today. Here's Libor, still in run 1.
Oh, seat grab, side set. That was a super can Indian air off to the side. Great job from Libor. See his mechanic down there cheering him on. Long way to come from the Czech Republic, so he's stoked to be out here. Probably finally glad to be enjoying some sunshine.
He has the 2nd most step-up medals in X Games history behind only Ronnie Renner, but as we said, still trying to find that first freestyle medal.
Let's see what he's got. I think I've actually lost count. Fancy that. Oh, cliffhanger flip. Man, that is huge. Huge with no practice. Crazy. I think he's pretty happy to get that one out of the way. He looks stoked down there. He's actually written 2 books. Libor Podmol, The Diaries of Libor Podmol. Here we go with a replay of that cliffhanger flip. You see him clamp the feet, stretch out, not fully extended, but I'm pretty sure I did not even see him warm up for that trick in the very short warm-up that we had. So to send it, that was crazy. Good job, Libor. Like I said, he's written a book, Libor Podmol, The Diaries of Libor Podmol.
Have you read it?
I haven't
His
read
diary?
it. No, the first one's in Czech. So he's just released one in English, his 2nd book now. But that run moves him up to 2nd place. second place? 77.33. So Pat Bowden still your leader. So Levi's probably going to go back to the drawing board. But next up, I mean, he's going to hate me for saying it, but the old guy out there.
A fact is a fact, Bilko.
Yeah, a fact is a fact. So he's 34 years old. This is his 14th X Games appearance. The first time he competed in X Games was 2004. So he's no stranger to this. He's a veteran of the sport, one of the most solid and consistent riders out there. But recently his contest results have been hindered because he does not want to double flip. He basically said, I'm too old for that, I'm too scared, and you know what, I don't blame him. But right there, opening up the account with a beautifully extended cliffhanger flip. Like I said, Adam's extension on upright and upside down tricks is huge.
And you're seeing the pace change from him to Leibler.
Yeah, for sure. Huge dead body. He does that better than anybody, the way he extends so far up and actually looks back through. But yeah, like you said, keeping the intensity up, trying to keep the judges up, trying to keep the energy up with the crowd, and that definitely helps with all of it. So
well, he's a veteran when it comes to this event. He's got 6 medals. He's won this before once. It was back in 2007, I believe.
Yeah, 2007. It's been a long time between drinks for Adam for the gold medal up there. That's 11 years. But you know what? He is, like you said, a veteran of the sport. Beautifully extended kiss of death, roll the backflip there, looking through, landing smooth, and looking pretty smooth for how rough the conditions are. That's, whoa, checking out that rut there when he landed. That was a switchblade side saddle. No, now, got to gather my thoughts here. That was a turntable to Sue. I missed the end of it. I'm going to have to wait for the replay.
So, Bilko, we always talk about Adam Jones, and he's a veteran of this format. He's a veteran here at X Games, but we always wonder about the progression. As you said, no double backflips, no bike flips. You don't really see the big body variables. But in conditions like this where maybe not everyone is bringing out the big tricks, does that favor Adam Jones potentially in getting back on the podium?
Yeah, definitely, because he's done everything solid and everything consistent so far. You see a huge double grab flip right there. So, I mean, the 6 tricks that he has are going to be 6 bangers, and it all depends on what everyone else does. Huge dead body flip, massive extension.
Crowd really letting him hear it out here at Spotless Stadium. He's always a fan favorite, and you see there why.
Definitely. Now we're going to check out some of those replays here. There it is, the turntable no-hander, huge extension, one of the hardest tricks. Like I said, his upright tricks kind of go unnoticed because there's some of the biggest out there, but you know, there's so much going on in that trick that people don't quite really get it.
So Jones's score coming in at an 88.33. So as we guesstimated, the solid, if not spectacular, progressive tricks that we generally see at X Games working for him as he takes over first place. We're in the middle of run 1 here at Moto X Freestyle at X Games Sydney.
Yeah. Just interrupt me more.
Okay. So, sorry. So we're at the lead, so if your check doesn't come out of rank. Oh, sorry. So we're in a lead to that feature. It doesn't come from rank. to X Games Sydney. We're in the middle of Run 1 here at the Moto X Freestyle Final, live from Spotless Stadium. We've got 9 of the best Moto X Freestyle riders on the planet. He may not be out here because of injury, but we still care very much about Jackson Strong and his gear check. Let's take a look at his setup now. It's the Subway gear check.
Hey guys, Jackson Strong here. We are at X Games Sydney. Unfortunately, this weekend, this is my ride instead of this. I'm gonna run you guys through a couple of key features that we do to the bike to modify it for freestyle motocross. So first up, I run an aluminium throttle tube. This is because I A, crash a lot, and B, the plastic one isn't strong enough. In a high pressure situation, I'll often find myself squeezing a plastic throttle tube that tight that it'll be putting pressure on the handlebar and the throttle won't move freely. So for me, that's a big one. Then down to the handlebars. It's pretty much personal preference on the handlebar, but personally, I like a bigger, higher bend of the bar. This leaves the riding area more open for me and gives me the opportunity to get my feet through the handlebars for certain tricks like body burials and stuff. Down here we have a steering stabilizer. This is super important for freestyle. Gives us adjustability on the stiffness of the steering. So if there's tricks where we're letting go of our handlebars, we'll tighten this up nice and tight, and that will stop the bars from moving around in the air. So when we let go and come back to them, we know they're going to be where we left them. Down here, seat and subframe. The seats had quite a lot cut out of it here, out of the foam. This again makes more room through the center of the bike, making it easier to get our feet either side. And then it really fits in well with the subframe here. When you see people hanging off the back of the bike, grabbing onto it, that's where they're grabbing onto here. So that's another really important one. Then the fun part, the engine. Personal preference for me, again, is 250cc two-stroke. This is because power to weight ratio, and it's what I've rode since I was this tall. I've been on two-strokes forever, so I just understand the engine, how it works, and really fits in with my riding style. Half the field this weekend out there are going to be on 454 strokes. Again, just personal preference. The 4 strokes probably are a little more powerful, making some tricks easier, but what you gain in power, you're sacrificing in weight. So guys, I hope that was interesting, and enjoy the show.
It was so interesting that we decided, hey, let's get Jacko up in the booth, and joining us now, 4-time X Games gold medalist, Jackson Strong. Jacko, thanks for cruising through, man.
Thanks for having me up here, guys. Absolute pleasure, and this is the best seat in the house to watch the contest go down.
I know, we've been sort of selfish with it. We didn't want to let that secret out, but you're here with us. We got Bilko, we got Jacko, we got hashtag analysis for the rest of this contest. You want to call some runs with us, Jacko?
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right, Taka Higashino, I know he was at your compound earlier this week getting ready for this thing.
Yeah, I've had Tucker at home for a week, and he's been working on a new trick. I don't want to call it just yet because of the conditions. Wow. Tucker's one of those guys that excels when he's a veteran, you know. When the conditions aren't good, Tucker excels, so I think he's going to be a really strong contender today.
He can definitely come out and send full extension tricks with minimal practice, that's for sure.
100%. If he can throw his new trick out too, it's going to be one to remember.
Huge Shaolin flip there from Taka. Big extension. You see him trying to get his butt all the way to the front fender there.
Taka's 12th X Games appearance. He's won freestyle 3 times before. You hear Jacko teasing out a potential new trick. We'll be waiting for that, but as you said, conditions obviously the name of the game right now.
Huge ruler Indian air flip. Oh. So extended. Such a hard trick.
So easy.
Huge commitment to throw that bike all the way over your head.
And if you're just joining us, we had to change the format up a little bit. Each of the riders getting 6 jumps in per run.
Conditions are definitely drying out there now. Seat grab, heart attack, Indian air flip with Tucker. Jackson, what do you think? Do you think he's looking at the ramp, or he's going to save it for the second run?
I don't know. I want to see him do it. I know that he's one of those guys that needs a little confidence booster, so I really wish I was down there to give him a pat on the back, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Oh, huge.
Whoa.
How does he make that look so easy?
He does. puts it in slow-mo. I think it's an advantage that he's that short, that when he's down hanging off the bike, it's just a lot easier for him than some of the taller guys, for instance. Ryan Brown, 6 foot. He's the tallest guy out there. Tucker probably stands at about all of that.
We see it.
The Cali roll.
No, he's saving it for the second run.
You're right. Now we see that Cali roll. We also see the Volt, which looks really similar. Break down the difference between the Volt and the California roll.
The difference between the Volt and the California roll, Tucker actually invented the California roll. As you can see here on the replay, hopefully get a replay explain a little better, but starting off, kiss of death, Indian air.
Huge.
Massive extension. Getting right there, watch the landing. The landing is looking a little pretty smooth, but here's the California roll, as we talked about. Hand on the seat, and then as he takes off, he'll spin around on the motorcycle and grab back on. The difference between that and the Volt is the Volt, a rider will take off completely on the motorcycle like normal, jump off and do a 360 rotation and grab the handlebars and get back on. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed in the slow-mo there, as Tucker come up to the ramp, his left foot almost slipped off. So, yeah, not sure if he had some mud on the boot, but definitely. It puts him into the lead with a 90.33, so good job, Taka Higashino.
Taco taking over the top spot. So, Jacko, I'm excited to see now if he can hold on to that and really go for broke on that second attempt. We'll see if he puts out that new trick. But here is Ryan Brown making his X Games debut.
Yeah, Ryan Brown is down from my way in Victoria, 27 years old. Like I just mentioned before, we've just gone from the shortest rider in the field to the tallest rider. You can see he stands 6'1", got his first dirt bike at 17, used to ride BMX professionally, and yeah, it hasn't taken him long to master the freestyle motocross.
It should be noted, Harry Bink was supposed to compete in this event literally about a minute before we were set to go. As Ryan Brown takes off on his first trick. Bink's dislocating his shoulder, which seems to happen pretty darn regularly. But
yeah, back to Ryan Brown right now. Huge switchblade flip. Holy grab to Indian air, man. You can see that
landing is getting nasty.
Hopefully Brooksy and the crew can jump out there and give it a smooth over in between runs. But yeah, Ryan Brown, first X Games appearance. Got to be pumped to be out there. Huge ruler. Is that Indy to Indy, Jacko?
Indy to Indy, yeah. He's another one who can throw down no matter what the conditions are. So the guys that have that talent are really going to excel today.
Well, they can muscle that bike around pretty damn good, 6 foot.
So Jacko, seeing now that it's really getting torn up on that back end, usually we like to say that the guys going last have the advantage because they get to see everything. Now it feels like the guys who went early on may have the upper hand.
Oh, that was huge.
Man,
incredible style. Just being so tall definitely is a total different aspect riding style to Tucker.
But as you said about the conditions, yes, definitely the guys that rode earlier normally are at a disadvantage.
Right.
The guys that ride later get to watch the other guys, see what they've done. Now you see how quick the course is deteriorating. The guys that rode earlier had the best conditions. Let's check out some replays of Ryan Brown. This you can see he's got huge flip combo tricks.
Indy to Indy.
Massive extension on both. I missed the last one. We'll hopefully get a replay of that. It looked like he just greased the knuckle with his front wheel. That was nice and smooth there for Ryan Brown. I think this could be it here. It's a huge roller flip looking through all the way. Massive. The back, crack the back with that one. See right there, front wheel just on the knuckle. So that would have been about a foot off disaster. But solid run for Ryan Brown, 80.66. That puts him into 4th place. So he'll be looking to brush up on a few things, come out swinging for round 2.
So Taka Higashino still leading the way with that 90.33, but we move on here in our final. Josh Sheehan set to drop in for his first run of today's final.
I'm going to go ahead and call it, guys. Josh is going to be on the podium somewhere today, but this run right now is going to determine where that's going to be. I think he's definitely one of the heavy hitters.
Sheeny just missing the podium in Minneapolis. What can he do here, Jacko, to get back on and get a medal here at X Games?
Josh has double flips. He's got all the big tricks. So stay tuned. He's a veteran as well, you know. So he's going to have enough knowledge and know how to stay safe out there and get through. So really experienced rider.
He's the only other Aussie to stand on the top step of the FMX podium. But That was back in 2016 in Austin, but he does have the double flip. He does have 360 combos. Huge flatliner Indian air there, but despite all that, as you said, 4th place in both contests at Minneapolis, which is kind of hard to believe, but he's on home soil now. He wants to make amends for it. I'm claiming we will see a double flip in this run. Just what he's going to pick for his other 3 tricks. What are your thoughts, Jacko?
We're definitely going to see double, possibly a double combo, so...
Huge double grab flip,
Yeah,
so
huge.
smooth.
You mentioned 2016. That was really the year of Sheehan, a gold in freestyle and a silver in both best trick and quarter pipe. He went 3 for 3 on podiums.
That's a good medal haul for the weekend.
Yeah,
medal.
right?
I think Clinton Moore's the only did it that same year, and I think Travis is the only other guy to do it as well in moto events. 360.
Huge.
Beautiful from Sheehan. He's one of the only guys that spins to the right on 360. A lot of other guys, like myself, and that spin to the left. So that was good extension. Nice and flat from Sheeny. I've lost count again. It's a bad habit, but I think he's got 2 jumps left. I think we're going to see the ruler flip here. He's got the levers up. Huge. One of the biggest in the sport, easily by far. And
It's been a few moons ago since you first invented that trick, Bilko. How long ago has that been around for?
yeah, about 11 years, but I never quite had the extension.
Here we go, the
Here's
first double
Josh.
flip of the day. Yeah, so smooth.
And he does it, no problem, the double back.
You can hear the crowd, the intensity. They're pumped on that. Sheeny is pumped on that. So smooth. You can see after the first rotation, he just spotted the landing, tucked in for number 2. Perfect.
And fellas, it's been amazing to watch that trick progress over the years, that it becomes so textbook, so proper, so effortless.
I mean, yeah, 2006, Travis with the first one was nuts. All right, let's check out some replays of Josh. Here it is on the doubles. 1, perfect. You can see for a second there, he looks down, spots the landing, knows everything is going smooth, tucks in, does the second double, a second flip, makes it the double, lands
Right
absolutely
check, see
perfect.
that?
Yeah.
Just a walk in the park for Josh Sheehan with the closer, a double backflip, a 92.66, putting him up into first place.
Well deserved.
Well done, Josh. That was an incredible run.
This crowd is letting him hear it as Sheehan taking over first place with that double backflip to close out his first attempt. We move on now to Rob Adelberg, sitting in his 9th X Games appearance. He's gotten silver twice in this event, never been able to get over the top. What is holding Rob Adelberg back from getting that gold medal?
There isn't much, and for this contest specifically, he's been working on front flip combos. So off the standard ramp, just like yourself, Jacko, but he's been working on combos. He says he's got 2 new combos he wants to do. He wants that top step. He's won gold before, but it was Winner X on the snow bike.
Yeah, best trick.
He's looking for it in freestyle right here. Cordova flip to start things off. Doing it for his son Caden in the crowd. He's got huge extension on his upright tricks as well, Jacko.
Rob's been around forever, and again, he rides well in any conditions. So Rob's, I'm going to go ahead and put my money on Rob being up there on the box somewhere today. So we'll see where that's going to be pretty shortly.
Jacko, you have experience with the snow bikes where he won a gold medal. Talk about the challenges of taking this to snow.
Perfect.
Unreal.
We'll skip the snow talk for now, but that was a perfect front flip from Rob Adelberg. Off the standard kicker. No accessories needed for it. Listen to the crowd. That was insane. I cannot wait to see the replay of that. That was smooth as silk. So that's back to that huge extension on the upright tricks we talked about. Rob, one-handed heart attack, looking back so far. This runs, I mean, he started off pretty basic with a Cordova flip, but it's building and building, and if he finishes with a front combo, we could be looking at someone to top the table here.
Sheehan with that top spot of a 92.66. Adelberg, though, challenging him.
There's the Cali roll. Looked like he was looking for the no-handed lander. I will say, Jacko, you'll probably agree, a no-handed lander out there today would be a
bad move.
It'd be a brave move. I'm not sure if it'd pay off.
Brave or stupid, it's a fine line out there.
Yeah, they both go hand in hand, though.
And that was the trick that won him gold, correct, back in Aspen?
Yes, back to the snow bike. That was the trick that he did to win the gold medal. Indian air to heel clicker flip. Doesn't look like the biggest flip combo, but it's very, very technical.
So he's got one more. What's he going to do here to close this thing out?
And I'm a bit of an expert in knowing when someone's pumping himself up. What do you think, Jacko?
This is it. We've got a fronty combo now. I know he's been working on 2, so I'm not going to go ahead and be a spoiler, but it's going to be one to watch here.
And you can see
this could put him at the top of the show this weekend.
Are we about to see a world first, Jacko?
I think we might be. Fingers crossed. Come on, Rob.
He lines it up. Oh, the one-hander.
Oh! Lands onto him.
Lands long and low,
Well
but
done,
he
Rob.
pulled it.
That was unreal.
And is able to ride away, fellas. What a first run for Rob Adelberg. We talked about it right before his run. What can he do to get into the top spot?
And here he goes and does it. Been working hard, as Jacko said, the front flip and the front flip combos. Here we go. We're going to check out some replays of Rob now. What do we got here? Is this the front flip? Just look at the commitment, tucks all the way forward, grabs the front and rear brake. Jacko,
good spin. Look how far he got around on this one. That was like a really good rotation. Tight run up there too. Like, that's going to make a front flip hard. So with the conditions in the course, definitely aren't favouring front flips. So to see Rob get out there and do it that smooth is unreal.
And if anyone's going to talk us through the front flip and how to do it, it's this man, Jackson Strong, right here, doing the first one in competition, 2010, 2011.
Yes, 94.66 at the top,
Adelberg taking over first place.
Wow.
So now it's just up to Thomas. I know that Thomas has been working on the front flip off the bigger ramp too, so I think if Tom can do that, it's gonna be the deciding factor for who gets the gold.
Did Tom even straight jump that ramp in practice?
Yes, I saw him out there straight jump it.
All right. I had to head up to the booth a little early. I missed the end of practice, so I wasn't sure who was warming up on what. But
so here's Thomas Pagès, our defending freestyle gold medalist, and he's got to go out here and put it down after Adelberg had that type of run.
We're starting off with it. He's hooked both feet. I'm going to say this is going to be a no-hand double.
He is coming in hot, coming out swinging.
Yeah.
Come on! Rotation.
Oh!
And he went long on the landing very low there. You could see that the ground very soft.
Oh, Pagès.
And he seems to be up. He's all right.
Good to see him get up, but guys, he went down
hard. That was a hard hit. I could feel that from the seat up here.
Yeah, definitely just a little bit too much pepper on that. Had the rotation fine. Looked like he was looking for the no-hander. Didn't get the hands off, and then all of a sudden, you know, the speed of the
little over jump.
Yeah, going a little long, and the longer you go, the longer you're in the air, the faster you're spinning, and hey presto, over-rotated. And then you just see the bike stick in that landing, in that soft dirt down the bottom, so that definitely huge impact for Thomas.
And guys, the strategy to open up the run with that trick.
Yeah, that's like we talked earlier about the intensity of coming out swinging, getting the judges pumped.
Well, run one officially in the books here in the Moto X Freestyle Final, and it's Rob Adelberg putting the entire field on notice. He's in first place.
Can you believe everyone in the competition so much to go down? Man, I'm super pumped for Rob. He looks fantastic this weekend. I really wanted to see him throw that front flip. But to get that down, he's going to be pumped with that Sheehan unicorn with the right run. Coming at that drawing that level back flip. Super good landing. Absolutely love it, man. Sheehan's one of those guys. Like going to unicorn, you just never know what's going to happen. He's in a world of his own. Absolutely unbelievable. Hey, Cindy, what do you think about Moto X Freestyle so far? That is going to be absolutely amazing. Don't forget, of course, we've got 4 medal events.
Welcome back to day 2 here at X Games Sydney. Run 1 officially done here for Moto X Freestyle Final, but it's last attempts time. And it's Rob Adelberg setting the pace as he put down a ridiculous 94.66. Sheehan right behind him in second, and Taka Higashino sitting in third place. Brandon Graham along with Bilko and Jacko. And guys, I don't know what more we could ask for given the conditions with that run 1.
I guess that was just everyone, you know, getting through the nerves and ironing out the creases, blowing the cobwebs out there, getting comfortable with the little time they had. So see what round 2 brings. You see they're doing a little bit of course maintenance down there. We've got DeMello up for his second run, so he'll be looking to improve. Maybe use the first one as just a bit of a warm-up, just to feel it out.
Yep, Kyle DeMello making his X Games debut. He's sitting in 8th place. Put down that 74, got a feel for it, but obviously had to sit around. That course getting chewed up quite a bit. We'll see if that affects his trick selection out here today. And if you're just joining us, format change, no longer timed. It's just 6 hits.
He wants to hear some love from the Aussie crowd. So DeMello coming off a torn Achilles tendon earlier in the year. It's a tough one to do. Started off huge ruler Indian air flip, nice and smooth. We'll see if he plays it safe again, just hitting that. Yeah, he's going to stick with the 1 ramp. Limited practice, so he's only comfortable on that 1.
Right, and when you consider that this is his first X Games, maybe doesn't have the experience of some of the other riders, this seems to be his strategy here today. Yeah,
it's the safest strategy, and in this day and age in freestyle motocross, the safest strategy is probably the best one. But roulette Indian air there, nice upright extension. Sun's out, shining now. This is what we needed yesterday, right?
Yeah, if you're just joining us, really torrential downpour for the last 2 weeks here in Sydney, somewhat unseasonable, and delayed a lot of the construction out here, got the dirt wet, but the show must go on, and it has thus far as DeMello.
Poured over to Superman there. You can see
that one scared me.
Didn't quite get the feet back on the pegs there, and almost come off the back of the motorcycle when he landed. You can see he's trying to add something there from his first run. Obviously, the first run was just the Cordoba. There, he tried to throw the combo with the Superman, which means you got to rush it a little bit. And as you see, they didn't get back to the pegs. Holy Grab missed the rock solid on that one. So I think Kyle's just this be his throwaway run. Still out there, still enjoying Australia, still having fun.
But as you said, 24 years old, making his X Games debut. A lot of injuries over the last couple of years. A torn ACL, the torn Achilles right before X Games Aspen.
The torn Achilles just makes me cringe thinking about it.
360 from DeMello.
Smooth as silk too.
Perfect, nice and smooth. That's one way to, I was about to say finish it off, but he's still got 1 more to go, I think.
If an injury makes you cringe, Jacko, that would make most people pass out.
Yeah, I definitely felt the pain up the back of my leg when he said Achilles then. I could imagine that one. So, yeah, Kyle doing really well.
What have we got?
Got the levers coming up there, Jacko. You want to take a guess?
I think we've got a good one.
This is it. His final trick on his final run.
Goes for the ruler flip. KOD flip there. Didn't look through. Big extension from Kyle. Nice and smooth. Mate.
I would have loved to see the 360 in his first run. I think he had a couple of mistakes there that are going to hurt him, but we'll see.
Definitely.
Let's have a look here on the...
Indian air. Backflip there. Almost kiss of death Indian air. Nice and smooth. See how that landing is. That's good. There it is from another angle. Oh, this is the last jump. The kiss of death backflip.
Just didn't quite get the extension through there.
But you can see the bike just completely stop when you see those levers they've got up when they jump off upside down and extend with a Superman, a kiss of death, any of those tricks. It actually stops the rotation of the motorcycle to get your body weight back on.
So he improves his score but doesn't move up in the standings with that 76.66. But we turn our attention now to Pat Bowden, who early in this contest was leading it, put down that very strong 87. We saw the cliffhanger flip. What can he do to maybe knock on that podium door, Bilko?
I mean, he did, like you said, I think he did really well in his first run. He came with intensity, he came with huge extension, huge tricks. I'm not sure if he's been working on anything else, anything new that we don't know about that he could potentially throw right now to bump him up. So let's just sit back and enjoy the show and see what he brings. A one-handed cam flip.
That's a new one.
Yeah, so he is bringing something new.
Yeah.
Kept that one a little secret.
Don't think it's going to be quite what he needs to get him up there, but
yeah, definitely.
He's a bit of a dark horse, Paddies.
Yeah, he hasn't competed at X Games before. Does a lot of stuff in Europe. So there's that huge cliffhanger flip. So you're hooking in, extending right back, looking all the way back at the landing.
You were the pioneer of that one as well, Bilko. I don't mean to make this the Bilko show, but was that X Games
2006. That was many moons ago.
There's 13 X Games medals between the two of you.
Yeah, Jacko's got more. Right, looking back to Pat now, huge double grab flip. That was great. Yeah, Jacko's got more gold as well, so let's stop with the stats. Or he's going to beat me. He wants some love from the crowd there. So Pat Bowden coming out smooth, like we said, big extension.
This is hometown for Pat, so I'm sure he's got lots of friends and family here that he's trying to impress as well. I know if it was me out there, I'd be doing it for the friends and family.
He definitely put on a show for them. 360 knack.
Interesting style Pat has.
Yeah, definitely different with the 3 there. I notice as well when I do it, the knack does tend to affect the rotation of how flat you can get the 360.
Yep.
So that one was a decent 3 knack, not quite as flat as his regular 3 in the first run. Got the levers up for the next one.
KOD flip, 100%.
You called it, Jacko. Perfect extension. You see when they get back on how the bike slows down. He actually headbutts the front fender to get back onto the motorcycle, to get that body weight back around. So if we see a slow-mo replay of that later, you'll see what it takes to get back on the motorcycle from that position.
A score of 90.66 would be needed to get into that bronze medal position.
His best run was 87, so that's quite a step up.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's a new one.
That's it. Like I said, I asked him earlier if he was bringing anything new. He just kept to
it
himself.
Close to the vest. There we saw 2 new tricks from him there on run number 2.
All right, here we go. Starting it off. This is the huge ruler flip. Now watch the motorcycle when his head tucks back in to get back on.
That thing just stalls now.
Stalls, yeah.
That rotated the opposite way for a minute there.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. A side-on view of that is actually really crazy to watch. And then here we have, will this be the double grab or the Rocky? Now, first time
frame by frame. Oh, that was good.
That was
not quite what Tucker Higashino had, but it's definitely like still one of the bigger tricks out there today.
Definitely one of the bigger tricks. And let's see if that will bump him up. No, it doesn't put him into medal contention. He's going to jump into 4th with an 88.66.
So we move on. Libor Podmol, he's sitting in 7th place, put down a 77.33 on his first run, and coming out with some pace here for attempt number 2.
Yeah, we talked about the surfer takeoff that he invented, and for those of you who didn't wrap your head around it originally, he stands on the seat of the motorcycle, hits the ramp while standing on the seat, does a backflip, kiss of death, and gets back on. But I'm not sure if he's going to do it today. I'd sure love to see it.
If you ask me, Bilko, seats are for sitting on.
Definitely not.
Oh,
that's not a good way to start his second
Not a good start.
Run. This is going to be a throwaway run, I'd say, for Libor. The competition's so intense out there that any little mistake like that, it just the smallest missed extension. You know, Pat's last run, first time he's done, I'm not sure if it's the first, but the rock solid flip wasn't greatly extended, and maybe that's why he didn't bump up with his score so much. But Libor's first jump, you know, the cord over flip not going so well. There, the switchblade flip, it's all good. But it's pretty safe to say at this point, this score is not going to improve, unfortunately, for Libor. So it's just going to ride around there, have some fun for the Aussie fans, and enjoy the sunshine while we've got it.
It's great to see him still putting in effort and still throwing out some really big tricks and riding the best of his ability, even though his first one is he had a throwaway. So
how disheartening is that as a competitor when you start off like that and you know instantaneously there's no coming back from it? But even in a format like this, I've got 5 more tricks.
Oh, it's devastating. You've got to spend the next 5 jumps just thinking not very highly of yourself.
Yeah, you'll see some people actually happen and they'll pull off and just, you know, they're throwing the rest of their run away. But, you know, sometimes you just got to do it for the fans and get back out there and have a bit of fun with it. And obviously we've got doubles coming up as well. So maybe Libor using this for a bit of practice for doubles. Hitting the other ramp for the first time.
Good to see the guys using the other ramp.
Yeah, definitely. I think
it shows someone's ability when they can adapt to using all the different ramps, and when they're not getting scored on it, it's good to should really reflect their ability. Yes. He was just floating there. I know that feeling, and that is not a good one.
I could tell from here. I had a little panic moment as well. Almost turned into spectator, not announcer. Because I know that. I know when your foot slips up there, like you said, Jacko. Let's see if we've got a replay of that now. No, that was the first one. You can see how off-axis his flip was. So that obviously affected whatever he was going to try. So Libor, little bit of a throwaway run, but obviously conditioned to hit. Watch that feet.
Oh my God.
His heel was on the shroud, which is shiny plastic. It's meant to be on the floor where there is grip tape and obviously some grip.
He did well to save that.
Yeah, I'd give him 10 out of 10 for that.
He's going to need a fresh pair of strides after that one.
Yeah, definitely some skid marks.
So Podmol will hold on to his first run score. Adam Jones, who was leading early in run number 1 with that really solid 88.33 before the back end came through and started to put up the big scores. We'll see if it's enough here on run number 2, if he pushes it and shakes things up at all.
I think in this run, Adam's got to bring a few more flip tricks, Bilko. Would you agree? We know he's got the tricks, but he mixed it up with a lot of uprights in the last one. I think to elevate his score, he's going to have to bring out some of those other flip tricks we know he has.
Yeah, definitely. You're right there, Jacko, for sure. He does have big extension on the upright tricks and combos, but I think what it's going to take, Tucker is the next guy above him. I don't think you're going to see him pass Sheehan or Adelberg without a double backflip or a front flip. So he's going to have to dig deep into his flip combos. And, I mean, it's all up to Adam now, but he seems to be sticking with the same run as his first one, the huge dead body there. I think it's also called the highlighter.
The highlighter, yep.
It's been 5 years since Adam Jones has earned an X Games medal.
Crazy to think with how good he is and how smooth and how consistent that he's still just fighting for that podium, but huge KOD flip there, but doing everything he can. Huge flips, huge extension on everything. And it's just a battle these days since the double backflip has become such a regular trick in freestyle. It's a battle for him to get back up there in that top 5 sometimes, and even the podium. So as he's doing right now, he's on the bubble, he's in 4th. There's that turntable note, adding the saran wrap at the end. I think he was looking for that in the first run. So Jacko thinks he should have switched that out for a flip combo. I think he spiced it up with the saran wrap there. Will that be enough? He is 2 full points behind Moto Higashino. This be his final jump. Huge double grab flip. He held that too. Held that. Adam, like I said,
he's just got that big floaty style, doesn't he? Everything he does it right, and just looks good doing it.
And as you guys
I wish I had that ability.
Well, and the elder statesman at that, at 34 years old, the oldest in this field.
Yes, the oldest in the field. Sorry again, Adam, but we have to bring it up. Huge dead body flip. I mean, if you pause every replay, the extension, when he's fully extended, he's dead straight. His arms are straight, his legs are straight, everything's in the right position, everything always looks perfect.
Textbook.
So let's check out some replays of Adam. What do we got right now? First up, the cliffhanger flip. See, perfect extension.
Textbook.
He got his feet in the right spot, unlike poor Libor, but perfect there with the cliffhanger flip. Next one up, what do we got? The double grab
flip. This one was textbook, absolutely.
And he
sensational.
Held it for a long time as well. Smooth run from Adam. All right, we'll see if that's going to bump him up. No.
Bumps up his score, but not enough to come a knocking on that podium. An 89.33. We're midway through our final runs here at Moto X Freestyle. Will Rob Adelberg reign supreme? Find out when we return here at X Games Sydney.
yourself around. There's some pretty sweet bikes this weekend too. Everybody's jealous. We can all hear you book into the hotel and how good is that? You get to ride bikes around. Man! Great people there. They're great people.
Hey, I'll tell you what, folks, we are halfway through round 2. Sheehan Brown, Josh Sheehan, Robbie Adelberg, your current leader, and then Pagès will come back for round number 2.
They look pretty heavy to me. You know, they're a long way down. The transition there, it's super soft down the bottom. You can see him straight from his back right there. You know, the shot comes through.
Welcome back to X Games Sydney here at Spotless Stadium. Rob Adelberg is leading the way in our Moto X Freestyle Final. Josh Sheehan and Moto X Higashino right behind them. And oh, by the way, those three will be dropping in right now for their final attempts. This is my favorite part of any freestyle contest, guys, when you see the podium is the last guys to drop in and shake things up. Jacko, you were teasing it. Moto X Higashino with a trick that we've never seen from him before up his sleeve. Will we see it out here on run number 2?
I really do hope so. He's put a lot of work into this, so I know it's potentially going to slide him up a spot too into a bit shinier medal, so we'll see. He's lining it up. He's lining it up.
This could be it.
Come on, Tucker. Yes, perfect.
Yes!
Unbelievable. It's the first time he's ever done a double backflip in competition. I am blown away right now. Jacko,
amazing.
You've seen how hard he's been.
I saw the
doing
work
that.
he did, and I just love seeing when work pays off like that. That was sensational. Come on, Tucker. Now you've got to finish the run.
Huge shade flip, a little bit short on the extension, but also mentioning the double flip, if Thomas Pagès comes out and stomps his run, that'd bump Tucker back to 4th. So that double flip, hopefully that's going to bump him up a spot in the medal standings, because if Thomas Pagès comes out swinging, that double flip might be the difference between a medal or not for Tucker.
Oh, look at Tucker. He's bringing the audacity now.
You know he was working on that for him, for Moto X Higashino, who's accomplished so much, has won this event 3 times before, to finally put that out here at X Games Sydney. Wow.
He's going to be a force to be reckoned with now for the next couple of years contest season with that double flip in his run.
Definitely, that's lit a fire under Tucker to go out and learn that double flip. I know he didn't want to, and he's gone and done it.
And what it meant to open up the run with that trick.
Sometimes it's easier to do that, Brando, because you've got so many nerves and you ruin the rest of your run. So if you can open up on a high like that, you've got the energy to just throw down one of the best runs of your life, as Tucker's doing right now.
And you get the scariest thing out of the way.
Out of the way, yeah. You just want to get it over.
Hasn't medaled, guys, by the way, also in 5 years. That blows my mind that we haven't seen Taka on the podium in 5 years at X Games.
It's crazy, and that's going back to the double backflip and how it kind of put a hold on certain riders' careers just because it was so breakthrough to do it or not, and to be on the podium, and you need it. And you can tell he is pumped up right now.
What a run for Moto X Higashino. Absolutely the best we've seen from him in years here on the X Games stage. Take another look.
Jacko, talk us through this double flip right here.
He's thinking,
And then right about now, Arigato.
Arigato. Sayonara. Let's finish this run off.
See the bog spot where he landed, that landing's still so soft, so he was good to muscle that out, landed absolutely perfect.
I can just see his happy little smile under that helmet for the rest of the run.
There's the Cali roll we mentioned earlier. We're holding onto the seat where the rider spins around a full rotation and gets back onto the motorcycle. You will see Thomas Pagès, if he comes back out with the vault, a similar trick, but he spins around.
A 93.33 for Taka, putting him into silver medal position.
Wow. And you know what that means? That puts Josh Sheehan in 3rd on the bubble. He got 4th in both events at Minneapolis. If Thomas Pagès comes out at the end, comes out swinging, just like he did at Minneapolis, Sheeny is on the bubble right now, but in the meantime, we have Ryan Brown.
Taka has lit this place on fire. Ryan Brown is sitting in 6th place. He goes, I have to follow that up?
Yeah, I mean, it's his first X Games appearance, and he just watched the guy do his first double flip, and he's probably pretty confident in his riding, but now he's like, wow, that's what I got to go home and learn. So Ryan Brown lives pretty close to where I live down in Melbourne. Narry Warren loves burnouts.
He's a true Aussie out there, isn't he?
True Aussie, doing it for the Aussies. Ripper skid.
I think everyone from down your way probably enjoys burnouts, don't
Yes,
they, Bilko?
definitely, mate. Definitely.
Ryan Brown, one of 2 riders left that can shake up the podium, along with our defending gold medalist, Thomas Pagès.
Seat grab, Indian air, so smooth on that landing. I mean, I was going to say he's been smooth this whole time, but we've seen in his first run, he clipped that knuckle the landing by about a foot, and I think he just got away with it. But that was a huge extension on the holy grab, and it's a lot harder for a taller guy to get so far away from the motorcycle and get that extension so far, because it's, you know, pretty obvious you got an extra 2 feet of body to get away from the motorcycle.
Flipped his foot on the back guard there. Did you see that, Bilko?
Yes.
He was nearly down and out.
Good save there from Ryan Brown. Probably he stalled the motorcycle. No, he's good to go.
He's shaking off a few nerves, and
definitely after a nervous moment like that, you do want to gather your breath, change your shorts, and go again.
You said it, not me. Oh, look at that.
Huge no-handed flip. I mean, this is the sort of trick you might see them hold off for the no-handed lander, but today's conditions with that landing, as we mentioned earlier, no-handed lander, not such a good idea out there today. Oh, huge extension, and that time he gets it over the knuckle, perfect. Ryan Brown just stomping it.
He's only a couple inches taller than, say, Adam Jones, but out there on the bike, he looks like he's a...
he towers over that
looks
giant,
much longer, yeah.
To be that tall and have that much coordination still, he's doing really well.
So this is Ryan Brown's final run.
Indy to Indy, and smooth again. I can't believe how smooth he's landing off that ramp.
Well done, Ryan, that was good.
Stomping it for the X Games rookie. Checking out some replays now. What do we got? This is the seat grab Indy, the first one. A little bit small. I've seen him do bigger, but
I want to see the
double can.
Yeah, where he kicked his foot there.
Hopefully this is the one here. No, it's a ruler flip. Huge extension, looking through. That was insane. And then gets it over the knuckle this time. Perfect landing. Smooth riding for Ryan Brown. Well done on your first X Games.
Yeah, improves his score, but doesn't move up in the standings. So we move on to Josh Sheehan. He's sitting in bronze medal position, fellas. He put down that 92.66. Taka in front of him, and of course Adelberg in first place. What can Sheehan do here to maybe jump up a little higher on that podium?
Well, it's a risky thing to say, because there is the quarter pipes there. He does have flare combos, but sometimes because you only go, you know, not so high off the quarter pipe, the amplitude and the excitement of the quarter pipe tricks aren't that much. So in a 6-run format, is it worth throwing away one of his big flip combos to hit the quarter pipe and do a flare in?
I want to see a double flip combo, and I think Josh is going to bring that today.
Right about now, you called it, Jacko. No, didn't get the hands off. We know he has a no-handed double flip, but unfortunately didn't get around. But back to what I was saying, 360 heel clicker, he has that in his bag of tricks. Will that be enough? We know he has to do something new. That double grab looked a little more extended than the first one.
That was huge. That was a double heart attack flip.
Definitely. But yeah, he's hooking the foot back in. This will be the no-handed double flip, I'm going to call it. And this is what he needs to bump up above Moto Higashino.
Can he do it?
Yeah.
There it is. Perfect.
And he does!
That was unreal.
Josh Sheehan!
That's going to get him up. That's for sure going to have to jump him up, I suppose.
And he's still not done. Finishing off huge.
Yes. He just held that forever.
And that's it. You called it. What can he do to step up? He does it. Double flip combo. Has he still got another jump? I got to learn to count. 360 seat grab ending. Seat grab heart attack, sorry. That was insane. Not many people doing 360 combos.
He's going to be a contender for the top of the box now, I think.
Without a doubt, those were the combos we were looking for. That was the progression.
Huge.
Josh Sheehan, with his back up against the wall, has his best run of the day.
That no-handed double was textbook as well.
Landed smooth, landed perfect. I want to see the replay of this 360 heart attack. Insane.
You can respect that one for sure, Bilko. You're one of the first guys to 360 out there.
100%. And
to throw that in with it.
He does it off the super kicker and the 75, which is extremely difficult too. So let's see where that's going to put him. If anything, he's going to challenge Adelberg, I think. Let's see what the judges thought about that run. They're making him wait. They're making him stress.
He's sitting in bronze medal position. Where will the judges score him? Taka and Rob Adelberg in front of him right now.
They're taking their time.
Does that all change?
Yes.
It does! A 95.33! Josh Sheehan takes over the top spot!
Unbelievable. You can see Adelberg looking there thinking, damn, what do I have to do now? Sheeny knew what he had to do. He went and executed it. Rob's going through his mind right now. What does he need to do? It's less than a point difference. So I think if Rob cleans up his run, he's definitely got it. He can definitely do it.
Wow, Josh Sheehan, we talked about it at the top. Missing out on the podium in Minneapolis. Now he's in the top spot, but he does not control his own destiny. What can Rob Adelberg do here to get back into first place?
I know Rob's got a little bit bigger front flip combo than what he brought out, so if he can get that down, he'll...
he's calling it.
Go.
Well, the good thing for Sheeny is he's just guaranteed himself that it will not be another 4th place for him. So
There's no doubt about that. He's guaranteed a medal. So what's the issue, guys?
Adelberg says he's not happy with the landing.
Not comfortable with the landing.
He's not doesn't want to
He's just
send
going to play it safe and happy with the silver medal, so that's good.
It's a rider making a wise decision there. I mean, you know.
Well, he can't. I mean, he's guaranteed a medal, but there still is one final rider to drop in. Our defending gold medalist is Thomas Pagès, who went down hard.
Here he is.
And he is coming out.
I was about to say, I have not seen him since the first round crash, and hey presto, he pops out of the tunnel. And this is what he did in Minneapolis. His first run, he missed a shift before his very first jump, threw away his first run completely.
From the rafters, Pagès making his return.
He's been out the back. He had to replace the brake lever on his bike, and he's got one of the special components he has on that bike. That bike weighs 84 kilos, which is about 13 kilos less than a regular freestyle bike. It's covered in carbon fiber, fully custom, head to toe, to make it so much lighter, and that's why you see Tom do the tricks he does. But this is make or break right now. This is to do what he did in Minneapolis, come from the back to the front.
His last jump out there was a double backflip. His next one is going to be a double backflip. To overcome those nerves, this is how you do it. That was insane. How could he come back after crashing that and then throw no hand?
Thomas Pagès on the first trick.
Did you see him stop there, look at the crowd and nod, just say, yeah, that's what's up.
That's what I came here for, he says.
There's the vault, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call it right now. You might as well grab some popcorn, sit back and enjoy the Thomas Pagès show, because even after that huge crash in the first run...
The quarter pipe, this is risky. Hopefully Tom can get this one down.
He is feeling it right now. It could be the bike flip, one of those tricks.
This is the bike.
The Thomas trick. Thomas Pagès, the only person that does it.
And he brings it around!
Unreal, Thomas.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's hard to be here in the booth right now and sit here and talk about it. I just want to watch this guy ride, because when Thomas is on, Thomas is on.
Alley-oop flare.
Is this real life?
No, this is a video game.
Thomas Pagès is putting on a clinic here at X Games Sydney.
And those two tricks that he just done are not so much high-risk tricks as far as injury with the height, but such high risk that they're so easy to mess up, and they've cost him wins.
The margin for error, razor
360. Flat 360.
That is incredible.
Spotless Stadium is going nuts right now.
See Harry Bink down there, obviously be bitterly disappointed with his shoulder coming out. He's scheduled for surgery in a couple of weeks, have that fixed, but right now, let's just sit back and watch Thomas Pagès and do the Thomas Pagès show. Amazing, amazing stuff after crashing his first jump. Huge flat line.
Huge extension.
Did you see how sideways?
Was that 6 then?
Did you see how sideways that bike was? And that is it, that's his 6th jump.
We talked about it all show long. Pagès, it took him 10 years to get his first freestyle gold medal. He did it earlier this summer.
Look at this, look at this.
Whoa!
That was massive.
Did
because
you see
he stands
his throttle
up.
hand? He nearly missed his throttle hand. He was fingertips on the throttle when he got back, and if that would have been disaster.
So motivating to see Thomas come back after that crash too. That really does take some.
We weren't sure if
And
we
that
were
was-
going to see him out here for
That
run
was
number
a
2.
huge impact. You see there, the vault, that was what we were talking, the difference between that and the Kelly roll. Here, the bike flip, no, that's the opposite flare, alley-oop flare. You don't even know that
He
he's
just
actually
points it
got
in
it.
perfect.
And then lands, as you said, Jacko, just point and shoot. But at one point there, he's facing backwards, upside down, the wrong way. You see getting congrats from Sheeny, from Harry. I mean, congrats from up there in the booth. I mean, I'm not even going to see the score come in. This is a 95.
Still going to be close.
A 96.66 on the final run of the contest. Pagès reclaims gold.
Well done, Tom.
Back to back for Thomas Pagès, especially after that double flip crash, to come over the nerves of crashing in the first run and then come out and stomp a run like that. I mean, that
Gentlemen, an all-time performance, right? I mean, for Thomas Pagès, we talked about it. Finally getting that first freestyle gold at X Games Minneapolis this year. Now he goes 2 for 2.
Seems as though he's going streaking now in a celebration.
He's going to have to hang on to that jersey. He's going to need for doubles. But yes, back-to-back for Thomas. And I don't see him stopping anytime soon. With the run that he has, the tricks, the way he's elevated the sport.
You guys know the pressure when the target's on your back, when you win that gold medal, to come back and perform with your back up against the wall. You're on the outside looking in. He was in last place, and he wins it on the final run. Let's head down to Mitch.
We're here. Now talk about anticipation. We've got the hats. Oh my God, we talk about anticipation. You had the crowd on your feet, you had your fellow competitors on the edge of theirs. How does it feel right now to win that gold?
Well, that's insane. I mean, starting off with the first run crashing and all the tough conditions we had all weekend here, all week. I mean, it's been so just thank you very much for all the crew making the track. They've been working so hard because I can tell you it's super hard. And thank you very much, Sheeny, having me here. It's insane, so thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Boys in the booth, back to you.
Congratulations to Thomas Pagès. It took him 10 years to get a freestyle gold. He did it earlier this summer at X Games Minneapolis, and now he goes 2 for 2. What a Moto X Freestyle Final. Maybe the best finish we've ever seen in X Games history. For Bilko, Jacko, and Mitch, I'm Brando. Thanks for watching here at X Games Sydney.